the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everybody, this is the Nameless One, and tonight we are going to be continuing the Lost Memories campaign. I have here with me tonight Argo, Cameo, Cosmo, Moon, Fair, and Bun may be able to make it for the last bit of the session. We'll see. So, before we get started, I want to remind everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And if you are enjoying, would like to do more to support, there's Patreon link in the description. We also have a free Discord server if you would like to chat with anybody in the games or myself. And there will be more on that at the end of the stream as well. If you use the super chat feature, then I will read those at the end as well. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump straight into the recap. Hold on.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started doing some traveling, and we found Luna again, or rather, she found us. There is one issue, though.
Return to the
When she found us...
She still sucks at tic-tac-toe. That's the issue.
Yeah, that was the issue. Like, it was with Doc, we were doing single things, which we really shouldn't do that because really, tic-tac-toe provides the brain, and Doc didn't notice the dread code behind him. Like, bro, what the fuck? Um, beyond that, some more. Hold on, let me look at my notes. My god. I have too many notes. Or rather, I don't organize my notes, which is just fucked up. Especially given that I'm the only note taker.
You're not the only.
So we found a little bunker. With whatever were they called again? Like world eaters? I did not take a note on that one.
Yes, world eaters.
Yes, the world eaters. And they weren't physically there, but it was obvious that they raided the place. As I was looking, I went in there with Doc and Ashley, but they checked out a different room. The room I checked out had a second room inside of it, which had some secret stuff in it. There was a dead unicorn in there, and there was a memory stone, but like a really smooth one. It did feel like a normal rock, but it's like there was no buttons or anything and had to be activated to magic. And there was also a scroll in there, and Nebula helped like open buttons. And we find out that Celestia is a nightmare form and is in the crystal. Oh geez, that brought up a lot of flashbacks. And something is up with Ash. Wink, 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 nudge, nudge.
What do you mean? I was having a moment. No stress.
Yeah, but like even when we were going to sleep, which I'm still mad that I passed that will check. Like really, what the fuck? You kind of you know a little out of it.
No sleep does to a person.
Just be saying. But like in all seriousness, we fucking hell. What?
Do you remember where you guys left off?
We went to sleep. That's where we left off, from what I
No,
remember.
actually, you guys had just woken up. You guys had just woken up and spotted
There's
something.
a cloud rolling in. Cloud. But like instead of a cloud, it's like big in fog. Like
Oh shit! That's right.
More flashbacks.
More flashbacks! Damn it!
I don't know what the fuck is, but
Fuck! Tell me I'm not the only character. Doc, do you remember any of that shit? Oh,
Doc wasn't there. That
I
was
remember the clouds.
that
no,
was
but we
part
should
of.
talk to Doc now.
So
Like,
we can have the two wastelanders roll area knowledge, see if anything, what they know about it. But I'm pretty sure they tried that last time, didn't know anything.
Yeah, I don't think we learned anything.
I think both of them failed, actually.
I know I failed.
Well, Moon just succeeded on it, so yeah. So Moon, this the cloud bank that is rolling towards y'all. Let me start the music up real fast. The cloud bank that is rolling towards y'all. You do know that it is in fact not a natural occurring cloud bank. In fact, this is a singular storm that basically rolls around various portions of Equestria, the Crystal Wastes, and even as far south as the deserts where the sandworms are. You don't know what exactly causes it, but you also know that not many things come out of it alive. What do?
Okay.
And you said it was heading towards us, right?
It is headed directly for y'all. If you ran, you might be able to find somewhere to shelter. A bit of information. You do know that for the most part, majority of the survivors were either insanely lucky, or they found somewhere shelter-wise. Like, there's been reports of like people that hid in bunkers, old buildings. As long as it's intact enough to like have like the full four walls, ceiling, door, no open like broken windows. If you can find some sort of structure like that, or a cave that you can block the entrance of, for the most part, it's not that bad. You just need to make sure that the structure's not going to roll over. What's that?
I said, Moop, how good are you at tunneling?
Pretty decent, but like, unless I'm given enough time, I have no idea how big I can actually make it.
I didn't see you had help.
I would
Do you think you'd be
also
able to... Oh, go ahead.
I would also point out that you have much larger party members now, and correct me if I'm wrong, Fear. Don't you have some sort of like somebody has claustrophobia?
I do not.
I do not.
Could have sworn somebody had claustrophobia. Nobody?
You think the
I mean, I have schizophobia.
The fear of 13,
What are
right?
doctors?
No, that's the fear of the dark.
So, just making sure, so go ahead. What are you gonna do? You do have the option to attempt to run. You are ahead of it enough that you get a bit of a head start. But if you do stop and you do not manage to dig hole deep enough, you will be exposed. Because remember, you have to make hole big enough for 2 dragons, a bat pony, a Kirin, a poo-brained water horse, Doc, and a deer. So you have to build a pretty substantial cave.
Didn't both the dragons use tunnel though?
What's that?
Is like tunneling a thing that's just like natural to dragons?
Not really. That's more of a diamond dog thing.
Ah.
Yeah, Moop just kind of picked up the habit because Moop.
Moop has also been lucky that Moop has been in loose soil for the most part, instead of, if they were in the mountains. Diamond Dog would be able to dig through the stone. Moop is not going to be able to.
Yeah, I got a limit to these paws. So, everyone just kind of gotta help out with this one. You can just start digging. A lot.
I'm also going to say that ponies are not great at digging either. Because, hooves.
Yeah. But y'all can at least push the dirt back so the entrance can be clear while y'all are coming in.
So, if you are going to attempt to dig a big enough hole for the entire party, it is going to be a strength -3.
Alright.
My wing claws.
I'll help with that
Your
too.
wings are too delicate to be digging holes with, Fair. Nice try.
Claws on wings, but whatever.
I'm still going to say that that digging with wings is not good. That would mess up the bones. The wing bones on any creature like that are generally very brittle. Well, not exactly brittle, but you get the point.
I do know a
Delicate,
technique
that's the
that
word I'm looking
actually works IRL that I'm not sure if you'll allow me to use in game.
What do we use to roll strength? Sorry.
Because the IRL thing is that with the knife, I can weaken up the dirt with stabbing and stuff to help me dig more.
I mean,
And I do still have...
that is the same purpose that your claws would be serving.
Yes, but it's sharper and bigger, so it helps more. My claws have been stuff, and I haven't had a manicure in a while.
It's not exactly tightly packed dirt. It is the fact that you are trying to build a cave of substantial size that is the downside to this roll.
How do you roll strength? Is it just your strength number?
Yeah, you're rolling against your strength stat minus 3.
Oh, jeez. What?
I don't remember your strength being that high.
This is. I don't know.
Also, you put a
It's in your
space.
ass.
You don't put a space after the second or after the exclamation points.
You're right.
That is why it did not roll.
And we die. We die.
Okay. Why did you... Okay, that one is moved. The not having profile picture there is throwing me off.
Okay, I'm gonna change it so that
Because I generally go by profile picture to try and keep track of people, so... Let's see, so... You've got somewhat of a cave. It isn't very deep, and you can't guarantee if something heavy goes over the top, it's not going to collapse the whole thing. Based off of these rolls. Here's a 14 total. Hold on, I have your character sheet still. Is that with or without the minus 3?
That's with the minus 3.
I do not. Okay. So, yeah, so you do have big enough cave, but it is shallow enough that you are not 100% on how well it will hold up against if something runs over the top of it. Again, you do not know what is coming in the storm, you just know things do not survive the storm. So, are you all going to hide in cave?
Maybe
it is still at the discretion of the party. You still have enough time that if you started running at full tilt, you might be able to find something before storm actually hits. So, what do?
I feel like if we could find better sanctuary, that would be better than this hole.
So we have one for running.
Anybody else? Don't speak at once.
Everyone speak at once.
Okay, Doc, what do you want to do? Are you going to go in whole, or are you siding with Shield Wing?
How far back was that bunker we were in?
It's about half a day's travel by now.
Roughly, how long do we have until the storm hits?
I'd say about an hour to 2 hours at most.
maybe check around for about half an hour to an hour and then head back.
Okay. So we have a tentative run for it. Cosmo?
I think we should
Go ahead.
I think we should explore the area, like go a half hour, 45 minutes out from the hole, and see. That way we have enough time to get back to the hole if we can't find anything.
Okay, Ashling?
I already said run.
Okay. And Moop?
I'm honestly good either way. I just don't want to be caught in that damn thing.
Okay. So it seems like everybody's okay with the general consensus of running out to see if we can find anything before hiding in hole. So, I need perceptions. Are you going to split up or search as a group?
I think it'd be easier to search as a group. That way we don't have to go hunt down the others to say, hey, location here.
Okay.
Do this.
So everybody needs to roll their perceptions. Also, Cosmo, I did take a look at your character sheet. Apparently I did give you strength that I don't know why I gave it to you at that level. We may look at your character sheet again later. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay.
Okay.
Doc, good job. Starting strong today.
Where is
Getting
it?
ready for my 6 crit fails.
Okay. Give me just a sec. I know I spelt it wrong, but there you go.
Don't worry about the spelling.
So, for everybody but Aisling, as you guys are looking around, you do spot what appears to be a squat, square-looking building of a, very kind of corporate gray. From what you can tell from this distance, it is either go there or go back to your hole. But it does look to be a fairly good condition. All of it looks intact from this angle. Do you risk it for the biscuit, or do you head to your hole?
I think this would be better than our hole because this looks a bit more safe.
Okay.
That biscuit's worth it.
So, am I going to have to go one person at a time to figure out who wants to do what?
I'll stay.
I didn't hear what you said, honestly.
So,
I'll take the.
what'd you say, Moop?
No, I was saying I'll be in the. I'll take the little building.
Okay, so we got one for the building. Fair, I heard you say something, but you, trailed off.
I didn't hear what you said.
So your options now are head for the squat square building or head for your hole. From what you can tell from this angle and from this distance, the building looks to be as intact as you can expect any building to be that is actually standing. It doesn't look like it has any big holes or anything like that from where you guys are standing. But if you go for one, you don't get the choice to go for the other. It is far enough away that it would not be feasible to run back. Does that make
I'll go
sense?
for the building.
Okay. So we got
Building
Two.
seems more sound.
Ashling, did you say you wanted to go for the hole?
I said I wanted to stay.
Well, right now you guys are kind of in the middle of a field. You guys moved out from the hole to go searching for other shelter just in case. This is potential other shelter.
As a potential as a shelter.
So you want to go for the building?
Yeah, sorry, I thought I said that before.
No, you said you wanted to stay. You are between the two.
Oh, sorry. I meant, like, the building.
Okay.
Building.
Okay.
Sorry,
Doc?
not making that-
So let me see. Yeah, I'll go with the building.
Okay. So you guys head for the building, and by the time you guys get to the building, your hull is already well within the storm. You guys get to what appear to be a pair of large metal doors. They are closed at the moment. What do you...
Open.
Can I try to open them?
Says me.
Also, above the door in rusted letters is displayed the Equestrian Peace Society. So, the door is in
Don't
fact
ring any
unlocked.
bells.
Alright, open it.
So, inside appears to be fairly dark. Does everybody enter?
Yes, and I want to take out my little torch and say light so that it turns on.
So, as soon as you guys pass the threshold, because I'm assuming Doc is going to also enter.
Yes.
Yes, and Cosmo.
Yes, as long as there's light.
So, as soon as you guys enter the threshold, what looked like a dark, empty building from the outside is suddenly you're in a lobby space. So, like like what all of the cryotubers would have expected stepping into some sort of corporate office. There does seem to be a strange shimmering in the air. Things don't look like it's almost like you're looking at so think basically glass that has been not broken but like is lumpy, and that is the way that the area around you appears. For the most part, it is a absolutely immaculate lobby, and there is a desk with a bell across from you. Let's see if I have some more thematic music for this.
I want to make sure that the doors are like guarded properly so we just don't die.
The what are properly?
The door is like closed properly, like guarded, so
Yes, the door
things
is in
don't
fact
come-
closed. In fact, there is no longer a door.
This shit again? This type of shit again? Ah, fuck.
Oh, here we go. I don't know if this is going to work for what I want, though. No, this is not going to work for what I want. So, for the most
A
part,
question that I asked a moment ago. Does Equestrian Peace Society ring any bells?
absolutely none. I mean, you can try rolling for it, see if that makes any difference.
I feel like that would be better suited. Let's see, area knowledge.
These flashbacks to earlier days are just not doing it for me. No. Fuck.
My head kind of hurts.
Can you not hear me or anything?
Yes. You said you were going to roll?
And I asked area knowledge, and there was silence.
Yes, it would be area knowledge. What do we got here?
Would you mind if I try and rest while we're in here? I feel kind of tired. My head hurts.
Oh, I think I know which one I want to use.
Yeah. If you need to rest, go ahead and rest. We're not going anywhere for a while.
Alright, I'm gonna rest.
Okay, this is sufficiently non-spooky. So, fair.
All right.
Okay. So fair. You really don't recollect
Okay.
much about this place, other than something about them. What you did hear about them seemed kind of shady. It's like they wanted Equestria to be at peace again, but only for certain people. It also had that like Illuminati type vibe to it whenever people talked about it. You know, they seem to be everywhere doing everything. They had their fingers in so many pots that it wasn't even funny. Fun fact, though, this is actually the company that founded the Kelpie water purification system. One of the much maligned water purification systems adopted by none other than Silvertongue himself. It was actually in widespread use by the time, and heavily protested by the time you left for the Zebra Lands. Other than that, you don't really know much about them.
Trying to remember. I don't. This is addressed to everybody else in the room. I'm trying to remember anything about this place, and I really can't remember much. Other than it was shady.
How shady?
Like secret society shady.
Oh, great! Another one of those.
So theoretically, if this is one of their buildings, this should be one of the safest places from the storm that we could have found.
Yeah, but kind of scared to see what's inside.
Well, we could always stay in the lobby.
So,
You said there was a bell on the desk, right?
yes, in fact, there is. Shining brass,
Oh, this place
like,
seems.
you know, the kind of bell that you ding to, like, summon somebody to help you with something.
So this place looks too nice to not have anybody here. So I cautiously walk to the desk and ding the bell twice.
So, after a moment's pause, a pony walks out from behind a section of the wall, it appears. Like, for a moment, it takes you a moment, it takes you a moment to realize that, the optical illusion behind it, because of the coloration of the wall and the way the lights are set up, that it is actually, like, kind of a alcove back there. And that's not the weird part. The weird part is as he walks towards you, you watch his body go through different stages of, like, decay in areas depending on what part seems to be refracted through the strange warping, like, visual effect in reality there. As he comes to a stop half of his body looks like it's in the process of exploding. Like the left side of him looks like it is in the process of exploding, while the right side seems perfectly normal. And he looks at you and asks, "How may I help you?"
Not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting anybody to come out.
He is a unicorn, by the way. But he nods and says, "It is a bit after hours at the moment, so again, how may I help you?"
After hours? What's your definition of after hours?
He blinks a couple times and says, "Well, hours that are after hours of operation."
How long has this place been in operation?
He pauses for a moment before saying, "A while. I don't actually know the history of the building. I've only been working here for a few months." Go ahead
Interesting.
and roll. Do you have something that would count towards insight?
I have detect lies.
Well, you can roll that as well.
I also have observation. That would probably help.
You can roll that as well. You can roll both of them. I believe somebody
Since I have-
has more person-related skills. Two somebodies, actually, if I remember correctly. Because I remember there being a point that Moot talked about having person-related skills. Either that or I am remembering previous version of Moop. Okay. So,
No, Moop does have people skills. It's just Moop is freaking out in the corner because all flashbacks are like hitting hard.
okay, so Moop is having panic attack. Before I answer those, Nebula does come over to comfort Moop, try and calm her down. For observation, you're kind of in over your head on this one. This is not a military thing. You can't really tell, but you do know that he is at the very least convinced he is telling the truth. Whether or not it is the truth that you know, or if it is a truth that he knows, not entirely certain if the truths line up, but he is not lying to you.
Well, it seems like you believe that. Well, what is this place exactly?
He steps back a bit and in a very "I do this every fucking day and I hate it" kind of voice. You know, Moon's kind of like customer service voice. He
I know all
he
about
informs
the
you that this is the
customers.
one of the research areas for the equestrian peace. My brain just dropped the name that I had. Yeah.
The Equestrian Peace Society.
Yes. It is one of their main research hubs.
Main research? What kind of research?
He looks at you with this like, "Did you really ask that question?" And says, "If you don't already know, that information is classified."
Oh, believe me, I'm pretty sure I know more classified information than you.
And you are?
I am not important to you.
That is Count Mango.
He do you actually say that?
In character. In the middle of the panic, I do actually stop and say that for a moment. Like, that's actually Count Mango.
Okay.
Listening to the conversation is like, that's Count Mango.
So The unicorn actually looks slightly taken aback before digging around behind his desk for a moment and asks, "Are you the delegation from the Thestran homelands?" Thestran is another
Yes.
term used for your people.
Yes.
He bows hurriedly before saying, "My apologies, I did not recognize you. It has been a very long time. Very long day." And he's like scrambling around and practically throws a brochure at you before gesturing towards the alcove that he had come from and says, "Follow me. I have the tour. I have the tour." And he promptly takes off behind the wall.
I turn to the group and kind of like shrug my wings and follow. Anybody coming?
I think I'll go along.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be rude not to at this point.
So, Doc, are you following as well?
Yep.
So that's everybody. Aisling following.
Ashton's asleep on the floor.
But I should probably wake her up.
I nudge her. Awake. Ash, it's time to go.
How long did I sleep?
5 minutes.
So, Moop, are you going to get up and move of your own accord?
Yes, I run and grab onto things.
How much does it look like Ash weighs?
Ash is about the size and weight of your average pony. So, probably a bit smaller than you and maybe a bit lighter. Are you attempting to pick up Ash?
Sure, why not?
Drape her over your back.
Since you,
That's
since
exactly
you,
what I was thinking.
are you going to roll a strength? I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, that works for me.
No.
No. Apparently, Ash is much heavier than you expected.
I can get off. You're
You're heavier than some dead bodies.
Doc. Roll a perception -3.
Nope.
Okay.
Bold of you to assume I can see things.
Something feels off about all of that, but you're not entirely sure what it was.
I get up.
Okay. And what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. So everybody steps behind the alcove. And first thing you notice is the alcove is leading to a hallway that kind of looks longer than the building was.
Well, we did only see it from one angle, so.
And your guide is no longer there.
That's not good or suspicious at all.
There is also a door at the very end of the hallway. It looks like a pretty decent distance, too. So, what do?
Go that way.
Start walking.
Okay. So, as you guys are walking, and walking, and walking, you start to realize it's been a while since you, started walking. You can't see the other end of the hallway, but you can still see the door. and it doesn't seem to have gotten any closer.
I don't like this place.
Oh,
Really
great.
looking forward to that tour.
Is there like any notches on the wall or anything for me to do a thing?
Hold on, just a sec. What did you say, Fair?
Said, man, I was really hoping for that tour.
Okay. And to answer your question, Moob, everything is almost uncannily perfectly measured. Like, there are spaces where there's like tiles on the wall that like kind of like decorative looking, but like they are perfectly spaced and exactly the same to a scary level of uniformity.
I haven't figured out what's going on with this place yet.
Is there anything that I could tie like a sewing thread to?
Nope, it all
Okay.
appears to be like smooth tile with like the fluorescent ceiling lights.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put down a seashell, put a thread on it, and just we'll just go with that and just see how long this takes.
So you continue the walk?
Kind of have to.
Okay. So you start walking again. And Moop, you run out of thread.
Wait. Do you know how much thread I even have? Because I sure as fuck forgot, and I got like 6 of those spools. Shit.
What if we turn around?
So what do you...
What if we turn around?
I don't like this snow. No.
We have been walking for quite a while. And that
Nope,
door
I'm literally
has
at the end of my thread.
gotten
Nope.
closer.
Let's see what I have in my backpack. I have 20 yards of rope we could use.
I don't know. There's some strange magic afoot here. Let's try turning around, see if we can get back to the lobby.
Okay. So is everybody turning around?
Yeah.
Doc?
Yep.
Okay. So as you guys turn around, you find yourself face to face with the door.
I knew
Where is my thread and shell?
It is sitting nice and neatly wound up right in front of you on the floor.
This place is weird. I don't like it.
Well,
Go to stand under Doc because I'm still small enough to do that. Nope, not today. Nope.
There's not too much in the ways of laws from the waves, but you would at least hope they would obey the laws of space and time.
So,
They
luckily the
broke
laws of
space and they
time
broke
have
time.
Bear, I need you to speak up. Because I keep, like, losing you behind everybody else. Volume-wise.
It's not my volume, it's the internet.
Hmm.
I am speaking at a normal volume that I would normally speak at.
Now, what were you saying? Because I heard you speak twice.
I go through the door or try to open the door.
Door opens normally. And looking through it, you open into an office space. But it's not like any office space you're familiar with, mostly because portions of it are on the wall, some is on the ceiling, and you see the occasional shape of something moving through the office space, but there doesn't seem to be any actual, like, full ponies or other creatures. Just almost shapeless somethings moving around. Some of them are vaguely humanoid in shape, others are vaguely ponoid. What do? There appear to be several doors throughout the room as well. However, it is difficult to count how many, and where exactly they are seems to change every time you look at them.
I'd do a sneak.
Roll stealth.
Disregard 3.
I was about to say, you do not have 163 as your skill level.
Well, the 3 was right next to the enter button on the number pad, so, I've got fat fingers.
Okay. So you have stealth.
Maximum sneak.
Maximum sneak.
As I step through, I do pick up the thread in the shell, but I'm like looking around way too nervously. I'm like, the memories this brings this is just a new level of uncomfortable I never thought I would be in.
Nebula puts a hoof on your shoulder and gives you a comforting smile.
What type of experiments do you think we're going to see this time? Are these new dolls or are they more people? Are they both? Oh, God.
What was that, Moon?
I said my bet's on demons.
Always demons.
Why would I not be surprised?
Better get that doom slayer.
So,
Proceed with caution.
what do?
Proceed with caution.
Indeed.
Okay, so
Much caution.
is everybody moving into the room?
Yep, I'm going
Yes.
to caution myself as I proceed.
Okay.
I'm just
Yes.
like standing in the doorway for a while, like.
So, for those of you that walk forward, as you walk through the room, you can feel strange sensations, but nothing seems to be horribly off. Everything seems surprisingly like it isn't moving around you too much. For Moop, as you guys watch your companions step into the room, as they step into a section that should be like flat, they suddenly appear up on the ceiling or on the wall. They seem to be moving just fine, but after a couple minutes, you see 5 shield wings all moving in different directions.
Oh, great, reality's broken again.
And they're all in different sections of the room as well. For those of you that are moving forward, there isn't much going on in these areas. Most of the desks are completely empty. There isn't even any dust around. Like, it is immaculately clean. And almost to like a sterile level. Like, Doc, this is the cleanest thing you have ever seen in your life. And you've sterilized your own tools before.
Does that mean he does a bad job at sterilizing?
I mean, you can only do so much with the technology available to Doc right now.
Do be true.
But
Probably the best medical, or I'm probably the best doctor of my time. Of course I sterilize my tools perfectly with booze.
Oh.
But you do note the strange shadowy shapes of varying heights, and you can guess that some are meant to be punoid shapes and others like dragons or Abyssinian type shapes, so humanoid shaped. And a few of them are a bit wide and tall, so you're not entirely sure what they're supposed to be. What do? They seem to be moving about their day. You can attempt to interact, or you can just avoid them.
I would like to cautiously avoid them.
Okay.
What are the chances they'll even reply to me?
What a...
I knock on the door to see if any of the shadows would reply to me.
There is no response. They seem to be following their routes of wherever they are going. You do note that you don't ever seem to see this same shadow if you attempt to follow a shadow. You don't ever see them turning around or anything. They go through areas and then they just kind of disappear. Or either that or you're just losing track of them because of how complicated this place is.
Fuck. I take a step through.
Okay.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you're still at the entrance door moving into the room now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you don't feel anything strange. In fact, as you move through, all of the varying members of your party are slowly approached by varying members of you. So,
This is tricky as hell.
but as your party did not specify that they were going in any other direction than straight into the room, it doesn't take you long to catch up with them. You do note that every party group that you see has also met up with their version of Moop as well. So, whether or not you found the right version of your party doesn't particularly matter because it is all... Every Moop has met every party, essentially.
I watch it turn out that there's one version of me that hasn't met anybody and is just staring at all of us.
That would be creepy.
Thank you to you twirling the mustache.
So, the party is all together again. What do?
I attempt to stop one of the shadows.
So, I'm assuming you're not just going to stand there and yell at them. You try to put a hoof out or something like that.
Yeah.
So, as you come in contact with the shadow, you are just bombarded with this absolute, cascade of sensations. Everything from the taste of coffee to the smell of paper, the sounds of, people talking, hundreds of them all at once. And, this overwhelming sense of, God damn, I'm bored. And, almost as quickly as it started, as the shadow passes through your hoof, it ceases.
Well, that was an experience.
So,
I
Nebula
wouldn't
actually...
recommend anybody else do that.
As you were saying that, Nebula actually steps forward and does the same. And, kind of... where you were decently okay, she steps back reeling into a desk, looking way more dazed.
As I was saying,
I went to check on her.
So, as you check on her, she shakes her head to, clear it and, looks thoughtfully at the shadow before saying, "Echoes."
Echoes?
She nods and says they're echoes. And unlike her usual kind of I don't know, she sounds very sure of this.
What makes you so sure that they're echoes?
She looks at you, and you go ahead and roll a perception fair. Just regular perception.
I hate that I always have to check. I can never remember.
I mean, there's a lot of numbers to remember, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Okay.
Nope.
You don't notice anything.
Fail.
In fact, you take a sidestep straight into another shadow, promptly blinding you to everything around you. As this time you are greeted with all kinds of sensations, as well as a singular phrase. I need to test it. Before the shadow moves out. This one was a lot more disorienting and a lot more painful than the last, because the voices seem to have come at a much larger volume, and you kind of almost completely submerged yourself into it. So you're a bit dazed at the moment. Go ahead and roll a health check.
Health. Whoa, I've been a while since I've had to do that.
So what exactly are echoes?
So yeah, you, despite being undead, find yourself heaving up everything that you had undigested in your stomach, which is not a pleasant sight, considering your primary source of nutrition. All chunky and black.
Sorry about that. Give me a second. I'm just gonna sit down over here.
What exactly are echoes?
Nebula sits there for a moment, looking not so much lost as like she can't quite find the words she's trying to convey to you before saying, memories of the past. Or maybe the present or future. It's hard to say.
Well, it could be their presence and their past at the same time.
So, there is several shadows passing by. Moop, go ahead and roll me a perception at a -1.
I swear, if I lose this, I'm going to be sad.
Okay.
Oh,
so as she's like talking about this, you do note that some of the shadows seem to have a slightly different hue to them. It's hard to tell, but some of them have more of a black color, others have more of a purple, and then there's a few more with some more of a bluish hue to it. You'd really have to look at them to notice it, but you know, your artist's eye kind of caught that for you.
So you saying that these shadows have a sparkle?
You don't know that.
Pretty close.
Out of character, of course. I'm still reeling on the floor.
So, what do?
With all these different colors, maybe they're very specific people, or at least very specific jobs in mind. I don't know if the rest of you can see it, but they are different colors, even if ever just so slightly.
The only color I see is headache.
Oof, I didn't know that had a color.
You should try it sometime.
No, thank you.
I don't recommend it.
The funniest thing is that there are certain headaches that actually change how you perceive light.
Fair. Real quick, go ahead and roll me an observation at a -1.
So many numbers, not enough brain power.
Hmm.
That sums up GURPS pretty well.
That just sums up role playing altogether when it comes to tabletops.
Yeah, it can be pretty accurate.
Well,
Pretty good. So, as you were sitting there, like, reflecting on what just happened to you, it kind of occurs to you that looking at the reaction from Nebula, the reaction from you with just your hoof, opposed to the reaction from you getting the full body immersion there, it appears that the more of you that goes into the shadow, the worse you come out. And some creatures may be more susceptible to the sensations than others.
so basically, don't touch.
Well, going off of what you saw, it is possible that, Doc might not even see anything.
Is possible, yeah.
But
But,
the
just
magical
enjoy
ones
them.
may not want to touch anything.
It's probably not a good idea for any of us to touch them. At least
Super science.
not in large amounts.
Agreed.
I want to touch the specific colors to see if they all have something similar, and if we can piece together what the fuck is actually going on here.
I don't know if
Okay.
we'll be able to talk to them, but try at your own risk.
I'm gonna poke lightly one of the purple ones.
So, as you poke the purple one, you're not getting a lot of sensations. You get weird stray ones where you feel like the sensation of cold wind on your scales, the smell of like something burning, but then it changes to like warm sunlight. And it just seems to be like flickering around, like insincerely, like it's not sure where it's going, but it's going to get there eventually, is the sensation of like, you just get like that kind of general feeling from it. Very indistinct, but headed somewhere.
Do I feel that with other purple ones? I do the same with the
You get
ones.
different sensations. Occasionally you'll get garbled what sounds like could possibly have been a conversation, but like it's muffled and hard to hear. You do also get more like varied sensations. Like they just seem to be a mixed grab bag of different sensations that don't quite make sense when you try to put them together.
A bunch of jumbled up memories all into one.
You could always try jumping into one, though I wouldn't recommend it.
The funniest thing, I was literally about to say that.
Well, I mean, you saw what happened to me, and you saw what happened to Nebula.
So are you jumping?
I'm a more party person.
Okay.
I'm
So,
gonna try it.
so you are jumping, just making sure. Okay. So, as you do so, as your body enters one of the shadows, you watch as the world around you kind of pauses for a moment before shifting, and you get a vision of something different. As you look around, you're standing at the edge of a desert, a massive wall in front of you, and above the wall continues like a barrier made of energy, and a swirling black fog, a swirling. I can English. A
That's
swirling
okay.
black fog.
Fog. Swirling black fog.
Fog!
Thank you.
Cloud.
What does that taste like?
The fog seems pressed against the barrier and the wall, almost as if it's trying to break through before the vision passes.
What did it look like for those looking at Moop?
Moop literally looks like she just jumped through the shadow. Also, Moop, roll a health check. Regular health check.
And that is how I die. The moment you ask for a health check.
Welcome to standing up school.
And you
So
fail.
how'd it go? And you failed.
Yes! Thank you for predicting me!
So you
I failed by once.
You don't vomit, but you are very heavily nauseous. You may want to ask one of your party members to do the next one if you want to send somebody through one of the shadows.
Okay, I do need a seat, but I don't know how to explain this to you guys, but it's just like the whole world's kind of just like paused. There was a desert. I don't know if we've been here or not before because it was just like so weird. There was a giant wall with all these freaking flashbacks. Okay, giant wall with magical energy dome over it. Doesn't that one sound familiar? Again. What is with today? Just why?
I'm confused, but like I don't know how it messed with me.
I think for the safety and sanity of the rest of the party, we probably shouldn't continue on this path.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Unlike all the other times, though, there is some sort of energy as if trying to break out. Did either you or Nebula felt that? Or saw it, rather?
All I felt was just a bunch of sensations. You know, kind of like as if a busy office space was embodied into a physical form.
Hmm. Doc, how about you try?
I would strongly advise against that.
Oh, come on. Doc is also hardy. He could do it, like, either of us threw up. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he could do it. Come on.
I dive through the closest one.
Okay.
Straight up yeets too.
Roll a d3 if it'll let you. Yes. Doc, you jump through a black one. So as you dive through, you find yourself standing in what appears to be an active war zone as you watch the Iron Revenant clashing with one of the God engines, this one wielding a massive energy weapon of some sort of like sword or something like that. As you watch behind them, there is the a series of massive explosions just ripping through the landscape. And some of them look like, traditional nuclear clouds, while other ones are anything from like what appear to be just orbs of nothingness that just consume sections of the landscape, to there's an entire section of landscape that turns to ice and then shatters in varying effects like that happening all around you. At your hooves is somebody who has been mortally injured and screaming at you for help, and you can feel blood running off of your hooves as it appears you have stepped into the hooves of somebody who was attempting to save them before everything fades out and you land on the other side. No health check.
Things are amazing.
Careful, you might get addicted.
I think I already am.
The only
What
one
did
left
you say?
is the blue. For the different hue shifts of them.
Remember when we sat there and dealt with war, and there was the ongoing battle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically that, but when it happened the first time.
So that, but worse.
Oh, fuck.
You mean when the spells dropped, huh?
I'm
In this
kind
case,
of
it was
curious, but I
a
don't know if
god
that'd be a good
engine
idea.
fighting a Iron Revenant.
Amnesia check.
So, what are you amnesia checking for?
Just Iron Revenant.
Go ahead and roll area knowledge. You remember hearing a project name like that, but you don't remember anything about what it was for, or even if they'd even started it by the time you left.
Mm,
That name sounds vaguely familiar, but
It was one of a list
Just that.
of proposed projects that were being hotly contested at the time. But you don't remember why.
side.
You don't remember who proposed them. It's all equestrian.
Benefit that. Okay.
You don't remember why they were proposed, for sure. You don't remember who proposed them, or opposed them, or why it was opposed. You just know that it was not moving forward to your knowledge.
Likely story. Anyway. Quick question for reference. What were the colors of the ones that Nebula and I went through?
You are unsure.
Unsure.
neither of you are artists, so you guys didn't really keep track of that.
Checking
I
colors
am
of
an
them.
artist in my own right,
Checking colors of
just
them
not with
will,
colors.
without jumping through one, checking colors of them will require a perception check. Yours came up from behind you for the second one, and the first two you weren't actually like aware that there were color shifts yet, so you didn't know to look for that.
I want to check out the blue one.
So you want to check a blue one?
Yep.
There's a fire ship. I don't know if it's a good idea or not.
You can try. I'm not going to tell you yay or nay if it is a good idea.
Is that a horse joke?
I'm
gonna do
I
it.
will tell you yay or nay.
So, Moop, you finding a blue one?
Mm-hmm.
So, since it has been a few minutes since you jumped into them, you are going to need to make another check to make sure that you find one that you're looking for. I let you go without a check the first time because you had literally just looked at them.
Okay.
Okay? So, you find one of the appropriate color, and I'm going to assume you just straight eat yourself?
All
Yeah.
5.
Okay?
Well, more like walk in front of it so that it passes through.
So, as it passes through, you said blue, right? So,
Yes,
as
blue.
it passes through, you find yourself in what it appears to be a psycho's shoes. They are currently actively devouring what appears to be another pony. You don't get much more than the sensations because the sounds are too muted, but yes, this is what you step into. And as far as you can tell, this is probably something that happened either... It happened during the time of the wasteland, but you don't know exactly when. Until you do notice something go overhead. Go ahead, roll a quick perception. Your host is currently frantically flailing at the moment, so it is not easy to quite spot what he's flailing about. Yes. It is an FPC hovercraft going overhead. And you have exited the shadow. Go ahead and roll a health check.
I hope you realize I was taking notes, and I have to keep cutting and pasting. Oh my god.
Okay. So you're able to hold your feet. You're not as nauseous as before. There is some queasiness, but it's nothing more than mild. So, what do? Oh, that's right, Aisling. Are you just going to random yeet like Doc did?
I'll look at a color that didn't get picked yet and pick that.
I will do the same.
One of each color has been chosen. So,
One of each color.
Everybody just
What are the colors again?
Jumping off the bridge.
Black,
blue,
purple, and blue.
Purple.
Okay.
I'll take a blue one.
So, So, for... Which one? Okay, send me the colors that you're, send the colors that you were jumping through, because I already lost track of which one was jumping through which. Okay. So, Aisling, you make the leap. And you get very indistinct, very much similar to what Moop got from the first one that she did, where she attempted to interact with a purple. Very indistinct sensations that change constantly. Everything from freezing cold to just all kinds of weird things. And you promptly black out. Give me just a sec. typing. Okay, there's your information. So, what the party sees is deer launches through shadow, deer lands on face. As for you,
is just kind
Cosmo,
of looking around in complete disappointment.
Is she alive?
she is currently unconscious.
I pull her to the side to like make sure she's good.
Well, they're lucky you aren't soldiers, otherwise I'd have you court-martialed for insubordination. Not that that really matters.
Even if we were soldiers, we wouldn't listen to you regardless.
Excuse me?
Yes, you
I
do
was
have
once
pulse.
of rank. But I did say it would be a bad idea. And yet here we are.
Admittedly, is this the worst thing we've done?
Not all of us got sick from.
So,
You know, Doc, you're not wrong.
Cosmo,
Huh?
you get to the through the shadow, and your vision brings you to a scene of someone you're actually somewhat familiar with.
Okay.
You've seen them from your group. They're playing a small show in a tent. There's a clustered group of ponies around them, all listening to the music. It's familiar and rather pleasant before you're brought out to the other side. Roll a health check.
Okay. Health. Okay.
Doc, I heard you say something, but I was typing at the time. What were you saying?
I just did not pay anything.
Ah.
As
You
Ouch.
lose your lunch.
You know, I feel as if you guys didn't have a warning, but you totally did.
See,
So, what did you see this time?
I saw essentially a tent with a few of my fellow group members of the goddesses, and that's playing music, and that's about all I saw.
Wait a minute. When I went into the other blue one, I seemed to be in a psycho's shoes for a moment. And I saw the FPC hovercraft. Could the blue ones are the current presence?
That's theoretical. We could test that theory.
I would warn
Not
against
seen that,
testing anymore.
Doc dives into another.
I mean,
are we going for random?
we gotta do another one though.
Yes, I'm also going to stare
I wanna see what
at
happens.
Shield Wing as I do it.
Go ahead and roll a d3 again.
No, I wanna go in.
We're gonna see what Doc gets first. Okay, so Doc, you end up with a. Hold on. Yes, you end up with another purple. So, as you dive through, you get this odd swirling of different sensations and emotions, and as it finally starts to coalesce, you see a vision of what appears to be a group of ponies and other creatures standing before a much more intact version of the large alicorn that you remembered seeing in the pits of sadness. He's saying something to them, but you can't hear it, you can't make it out. Before two of them step forward, something flashes, and they step through what appears to be a tear in reality itself. Or the rest of the group just kind of vanishes in a flash of magic. And then this vision ends. Okay. Again, no health check.
Yo, Doc, do you see anything?
I was in the flaming pits of sadness.
What? And what was happening?
I do want to point out that you were on what appeared to be a volcano.
On a volcano.
Hey. The flaming pits of sadness was to draw the parallel with what you were saying.
Hold on, I need somebody to help me think this over. And then Doc proceeds to open up his mint case and grab a pill.
Okay. So, Moop, you said you wanted to also test another one?
Yes, another black one.
Okay. So, as you leap through... Actually, wait, no, perception. Forgot, perception. Getting used to people doing random leaps.
Excuse you, I do control the leaps. But I can't tell. Damn it.
Roll a d3.
Fuck!
Okay.
Accidentally go through a purple one.
So, yes, you have found yourself another purple one. This time, as you step through, and the strange bombardment of sensations hits you, you step to the other side into a place that looks a lot like Equestria but green. You know, right now it's varying shades of brown, gray, and dead. But this place much, you can still see the scars of the war of the past and the years and years of wasteland, but it seems happier, greener. You also see figures standing in the distance, but you can't quite make them out. And this whole thing, where the others seem to have more substance to it, seems very Mirage-like. Like, it's not quite solid. And almost as if to, like, punctuate that, it switches to a place... Like, the landscape, you can tell it's the same. You're standing in the same spot. You haven't moved. Your perspective, at least, hasn't. But the world around you looks far more devastated. It's gone from just looking like, you know, kind of shitty and, like, gray and brown to, like, the only way you could describe what you're looking at is a dead world. and your vision ends.
Well,
So, what do?
If y'all are done here, which I assume you're not, I'm tired of this insubordination. Shieldwing turns around and starts walking towards the other end of the room.
walks into a black one.
I'm Lieutenant General Sergeant Doc.
Don't give him ideas.
I'm not going through one of those things again. I'll join you.
Like, I just take a moment and just like kind of sit down before getting up and just charge against the shield.
I'll let you go for another one.
Go ahead, Shieldwing, roll strength at a -3. You have been surprised attacked.
You're not the boss of us! And I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on! Ah! And then I bounce off him and just fucking roll over and so on.
So you don't get knocked over, but you do move slightly to the left of where you were previously standing, just in the path of one of the shadows. So, as you are enveloped, your vision coalesces into what appears to be Candlelight Palace. And strangely enough, the sensations you get this overwhelming feeling that you are currently standing in your own hoofs, horseshoes, however you want to say it. Heath. But
Heath.
You are standing in front of a group that looks overwhelmingly familiar. You feel a sort of like combination of camaraderie and like awe as you're like struggling to hold together your composure. Wait. And this is like a sensation like that you can't quite describe. It's like you know these individuals, these creatures in front of you. You feel an odd sort of like pity towards one of them. Looks vaguely like a see-through version of himself. You can see a skeleton. Him and his odd pendant dangling from his neck. But before you can actually latch on to anything substantial, you're jettisoned through the other side. Roll your health check. I believe I said -1 for you.
Which one did you get through?
I'll do it anyway.
Which one did he fall through, just so I can have it organized?
Black.
Ah, yes.
Can I go through another one?
I think we're going to like limit that because otherwise, not only will
That's
we
fair.
run out of ideas, we're going to spend the rest of the session doing this.
That's fair.
Hence my previous actions.
Also, shouldn't we be finding a way to get out of here?
So, I have rolled.
Yes. You don't have anything to puke up, but you do dry heave some. So,
Damn it, Moop.
How are we supposed to fix Equestria, or at least make it improve, if we don't understand stuff? Stop bossing us around!
Oh, sometimes it's for your own good.
Oh, such a weak death, like...
hello?
Hello.
Hello,
You're attempting to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
General Kenobi.
You're not really coming through.
Hey,
Cameo?
Cameo? Say
Can
hello.
anyone hear
Yes, we can hear you.
me?
It's not great, but we can hear you.
Okay. Did you hear what I said to the shield wing before?
Understanding things to defend, or, well, protect. No, not protect. I can brain. To fix Equestria.
Yeah.
Okay. Did Shieldwing answer that?
No. Shudwing just stands up, kind of looks into the distance, reminiscent for a little bit, and just silently begins walking towards the other end of the room, opposite the way that we came in.
Okay. So, does everybody start moving in the direction as well?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So, there, as you guys get there, there is a door nearby. As I said before, doors have been somewhat there, just kind of there, or not. Would you like to test any of said doors? Since you have thoroughly tested the shadows.
Some more than they would have liked, but
Hey, sometimes it takes a little
closest-
shove.
sometimes. Closest door.
Okay. So
Anywhere but here is good.
you get to the closest door. It's just imagine just general office door. Like there's very generic looking door. It's got one of those like pull down handles, like where it's like the lever instead of a knob.
Ah, yes, very hoof friendly.
So, do you enter?
Yes.
Does the entire party enter?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys step through into what goes from, generic corporate office to very much more of a industrial, like, testing room type of, like, it's got like the exposed wires and stuff like that, and it's a long hallway with a lot of windows.
Are we able to see outside the windows?
Some of the
remember
windows
seeing
look like
windows.
you can see into them, but you're kind of at the doorway, not at the windows.
There.
I go up to one of the windows.
So
Let's take a look.
as you step up to the first window, it is marked with a plaque that just says Test Subject Beta. And inside is a floating safe. And that's not even the most remarkable thing happening in this room. Around the safe, in almost a perfect sphere, is all kinds of metallic shrapnel moving at a very high speed. Not far from the plaque is a large red button marked Test. What do?
Can I examine the control panel?
There's not really much to the control panel. You also note that on the other side of the room there is another window, which appears to have more equipment inside.
Can I look at the equipment?
Not from this distance.
Okay.
It is the other side of the room, which means you would have to go into the room with the shrapnel safe to get to the other side, or find the door that leads there.
Well then. I will step out.
I'm not following what you're trying to do.
Oh, I'm just not going to push forward. I'm just going to stay where I am. Just not dealing with the shrapnel.
That is in the test chamber. You are standing in a hallway at a viewing window looking into the test chamber.
Sorry.
There is a plaque with a button next to it that says test.
Resisting every urge in my body to not push that button.
Same.
Yeah, I think we should leave this alone so we don't test it.
I don't know. What's wrong with testing it? You guys wanted to test everything in the last room.
Oh, the last room we know weren't actually, living creatures. They were echoes. And here, given the, things that have happened the last time with living subjects, that can actually be a pony or some other creature. And I'm not going to test them.
I believe the last time the group pressed buttons without me being present, a city walked away.
What?
Hold on. You can't just say that and not explain.
We're moving on to the next part, so let's go!
The funny part is that
Hold on.
that is the most explanation that they have.
What do you mean a city walked away? What?
No,
It just
I
did!
remember.
Anyway, next window, let's check out what's here,
Which
guys.
city? What?
Our city! Like, it happens! It just happens, okay?
If I remember specifically, it was Van Hoover.
One of you is telling me about this later.
Later, and you never remember to bring this up.
Shieldwing, in a very deliberate act of defiance, specifically in regards to what previously happened, reaches a wing over and pushes the button.
So
It's okay because I'm present this time.
there is a loud buzz sound, and a section of the wall opens up, and out steps what appears to be a small humanoid creature made entirely of metal. It has a glowing gem in its forehead as it grabs from a pretty, outstandingly preserved pile of 2x4s. The 2x4 is about 6 feet in length, and it wields it like it was nothing. This thing is about a foot tall, by the way. And it carries the 2x4 like it was carrying a sword, and points it at the circle and slowly walks towards it. As the 2x4 nears the circle, the shrapnel very predictably shreds the 2x4. The little thing continues until there's about 6 inches left of the board. Then it tosses it up and then waddles back to its cubby, and the doors close.
Gotta say.
I want to smack Shieldwing now.
Why? Because you can press a button without, or she can press a button without a city standing up?
You guys gotta tell us about the city, because...
Yeah. Hold on. I'm traveling with a group that made a
talk
city
about
walk away. You can't just not say it. What?
Well, later, whenever we're all gathered around a campfire, we can all tell stories.
Oof.
Let's just hope that we have the opportunity. With that, Shieldwing moves to the next window.
Okay. So the next window holds a very large mirror. When I'm talking large, this thing is probably about 15 feet tall by about 8 feet wide. And it's in a very oval shape. And right now, it is very indistinct. You can't actually see any reflections. This one also has a test button.
I cautiously press the button.
So, as you press the button, there is a buzz, and another one of those small metallic things waddles out. And this time, it is carrying a small gemstone. It places the gemstone at the very bottom of the mirror, at which point the mirror snaps into a sharp clarity. And rather than seeing, reflections like you would expect, you're staring into a space that just seems to be, like, shapeless. There's no ground, there's no ceiling, there's no nothing. There's kind of a nebulous blue swirling energy to it. And
Okay.
as you get the sensation that the mirror is moving, like watching it, as it focuses in on a large black alicorn staring into a even larger black crystal shaped, kind of pointed at each end, kind of like a diamondish shape to it. He seems to, like, be studying something, but as the viewpoint grows closer, he looks around as if he has noted something has moved or changed before the little metal thing grabs the gemstone again and waddles back into its cubbyhole.
Okay.
Shieldwing, I need you to roll a perception.
Hey, sorry, I was trying to deal with something in Saw's server. What do I need to roll? What do I need to roll?
Perception. Okay, give me... Thank you, fair. So, as the mirror seems to, like, go back to the swirling, indistinct nothingness, you see what appears to be a pony on the other side. He's a unicorn, and he seems like... You've seen old-style grayscale movies where it's, like, shades of, like, very similar colors of gray and brown, and he seems to be like, he seems to have just, like, walked out of that. Like, straight up just looks like he is that kind of tone. He is on the other side, and he appears to be walking with two other ponies, animatedly waving his arms about as if he's telling them about something. And they step out of the testing room on the other side of the room. And out of view. What do? Somebody's mic has been possessed by demons because that was not English.
I was very distracted. There was, potential security leak, so.
Sorry about that. I was not paying attention to that.
Yeah, perks of being a moderator. So, I missed what literally just happened.
You saw basically a pony that looked like they were walking around with the sepia filter on. They appeared to be talking to other ponies, though those were much more indistinct and hard to see. They were in the testing room on the other side, so the one with all the equipment. So not the same area as you guys. But they did appear to leave the room. What do?
I will tell the party what I saw. Minor distractions.
Okay, so I'm not gonna make you describe that since you are dealing with something right now. So you guys have been giving.
Why?
You gonna what?
No, I'm gonna fly to one of the way backer windows, the ones that are further down.
So you get to the far end of the room, or the hallway. That is, it's not necessarily a room. You get to far end of the hallway, and there is a door next to where you are, but through the window, this room is filled with water, and you see something indistinctly moving around inside of it. This one also has one of the red test buttons. The water is also absolutely filthy right now.
I know they usually send out one of those little dots, but I think there's something moving in there.
Is the rest of the party also looking in the same window as Moop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, you can see that there is indeed something in the water in that window.
Can I roll perception to see if I can recognize the shape or anything?
You can go ahead and try, yes.
Any minuses?
It is at a -4. Is filthy water.
I also want to see if I could see.
Okay.
How is your perception so high? Damn.
I think I specifically upped their perception. Let's see. Yes, so you do not see. Or actually, I believe neither of you see.
No.
Yes, so nobody sees. Indistinct swimming object, or you can assume it is swimming because of the water movement, is indistinct.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, because I'm still not used to flying constantly, I end up landing and accidentally touching the thing. Landing on the platform.
Okay. Wait, what did you say again? Sorry.
Because I'm not used to flying, I end up landing, but I end up landing accidentally on the button.
Okay. So, as you do that, there is a deep thrumming noise from inside the chamber. The water vibrates slightly, and through the thrumming, go ahead. I want everybody to roll a perception check.
Just normal perception.
Just normal perception. This is sound-based.
Okay.
Oh, sound based.
Okay. Crisis averted for now.
Roll a perception. So, through the heavy thrumming noise, you hear what sounds like something might be crying out in pain before the thrumming stops and the water just seems to spontaneously clear. You can see through, and you see a large gemstone and indistinct water shapes over the top of it. It is very difficult to make out what it is that is make that water shape. But if you would like, you can roll an intelligence check to see if you can piece together. Observation would be preferred, intelligence -1 otherwise.
Wouldn't that be a Kelpie though? Like,
What's that?
no, my brain is just like, isn't this related to Kelpies? I feel like it's related to Kelpies.
Well, I can give you a more definite answer. Kind of. Actually, no, wait. Fair. Area knowledge. Roll an area knowledge.
Alright.
Yeah, fair. This is a prototype for one of the Kelpie filters.
Yeah. This
You were
looks vaguely
always
familiar.
told,
Looks
however,
like,
You were always told, however, by the, so like more information is starting to come back to you. You were always told that these filters were like called Kelpie filters because they cleaned the water like the Kelpies were capable of doing, not because there were actual Kelpies in it. The reason that they were so heavily protested is because there were claims that there were, in fact, Kelpies in it, and people could hear things screaming in pain from inside of it. But nobody had been able to actually open them up successfully and find the Kelpie. So the company had been denying it adamantly for years. Because, yes, they called themselves, I believe I said an association, but they're, in fact, some sort of corporate entity. share that information as you see fit.
I'm pretty sure by now, though, that Noob would have been able to do that, though. Knowing that it was a problem.
So, thought crisis was averted. Different crisis came up. I did hear what you said, though, and I would relay the information about the Kelpies. Not in so many words, though.
They must be inside the gem! Oh, shit! All the gems that we see, the people, they might be in there! Oh shit, this is kind of like the Scarecrow incident. Oh, fuck! Even more memories! Fuck, what is today? What is even today?
The day where we recover lost memories.
These shits weren't lost, I purposely put them away! I didn't want to be reminded of this shit!
Bound memories.
Oh, fuck.
What do?
Well, is there a way you think we can help them? Because you seem to have a fair bit of knowledge about this.
Your mic ate that.
They asked for a way to help the Kelpie. So, if you want to see if you know anything else, you can roll another area knowledge at a -1.
Yeah, I think I might have to.
I don't know how you get Kelpies out of this shit.
So, you don't know how the machine works. And to your knowledge, nobody figured that out while you were still in Equestria. And so, your best bet is finding somewhere that has the schematics to one of these things. So that way you might be able to free them.
We might. Well, I don't actually know how this works. I'm pretty sure nobody ever figured out how it works.
I mean, I know a bit about engineering, but I'm not sure that would help.
If we could find some sort of schematic, maybe that might help, but this place hasn't been very helpful.
But this is the testing building. We have to find something to be able to help them.
Can I roll for engineering? Just see if I would be able to know where to look.
Do you have a specific engineering? I don't remember which.
I have engineering electronics.
So,
from my
I have
experience,
intelligence analysis.
From my experience, it's probably not a good idea to mix magical things with electronic things.
Fair has good point. This is not a electronic thing.
That's
This would be purely magical. And even then, even having somebody that is better at... Like, I'm going to say Nebula is not going to be able to help with this because she's not that type of magic user. She's not the schooled type. She's closer to, say, a sorcerer.
okay.
But,
I want to go through the door.
okay. So, as you step through the door, is everybody gonna...
Come on.
Is everybody following?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm kind of running.
So- As you step through the door, you step into what appears to be a very large office. And there seems to be three very distinct versions of this office sliced into each other. You've got one side that looks absolutely immaculate, perfect, pristine condition. You got one section of it that appears to be a mess of notes and like all kinds of like hectic things going on. And then you got one side that looks absolutely destroyed. Like, it looks like somebody came through and just like ripped the place apart in a fit of rage. But they're cut in such a way that you can tell that it's not... This is another strange anomaly, much like the strange secretary, I guess we can say, that you met previously, where he was stepping through in various states of dying or dead on one side, but alive, perfectly alive and fine on the other, and seemed completely unfazed by all of it. So what do? There is a plaque on the desk at the far end of the room that reads, "The Director."
I want to go through the notes.
Say what?
I think she's looking for notes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So go ahead, search grounds or perception -2. What about everybody else?
I would like to observe the room, see if like there's anything that either to help that Kelpie and / get out of here for when we need to.
So
I know this.
I need the search grounds or perception -2 from Moop. If you're
I
digging
know,
through
but
the
it's
notes.
like I'm also like my brain is kind of like racing right now, and I'm like, I could technically do this other thing, but I'm not sure if I could actually do it. Oh.
Okay. So digging through, what notes are fully available to you? You do find like everything from calculations to like notes on what was going on here. Some of them are just like meeting with such and such at this time, but you do find ones like mentions that the anomaly is growing. It doesn't give you much more information than that. You do see quite a few notes with calculations of the mathematical variety, unlike any kind of math you have ever seen in your life. You also see a variety of like sketches of things, nothing quite fitting the description of a schematic, but you also do note that there are quite a few notes mentioning that they need to stabilize something. Many of those notes have been cut in half by the splicing of the room into itself. You also note that the Canterlot Guard is supposed to be visiting soon, and you need that somebody needs to something, as the last part of the note is cut off again by the splicing of the room. You also note that one of the notes, as you move the note on top of it, moves into a different section of the spliced room and completely changes. It is no longer a note, it is a pencil.
trippy.
I kind of start rearranging the rooms, but wait.
So it is
Okay.
technically one room, but different versions of it
Yeah.
spliced into each other.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like putting this together. Okay, technically, I think I know what is going on both in and out of character, but can I roll for intelligence and analyzation to see if I can put it together, though?
So for intelligence, it'd be a -1.
No, I literally have a skill called Intelligence Analyst.
Oh,
Analyze.
intelligence analyst. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
We'll see how you do.
Oh my god. Because I think I know where this is going, but it's just like...
So for this one, we're gonna let you put together what you think is going on, and then I will give you a few nudges and directions if I think you are getting too far off course.
Okay, so I think the thing that they're talking about that is... Hold on, I literally just wrote notes on this. Okay, so the thing that needs to be stabilized was probably that thing I saw, that great cloud, the cloud shit thingy. My fucking god, I cannot talk. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, so I think stabilization has to do with one of their experiments. One of the experiments involves that thing I saw when I stepped into one of when I stepped into fucking Christ.
So
this is my notes.
I'm gonna stop you on that one.
It's not.
The thing that you saw does not apply to this.
However,
it does mention an anomaly. The anomaly gets mentioned several times, so it is easy to say that they are probably attempting to stabilize the anomaly. Also, welcome, Bun.
Anomalies would get the SCP involved.
This is the SCP, and they fucked up.
This is actually the EPA, the Equestrian
Yes.
Peace Association.
A, B, C, D.
I thought it was society.
Okay.
I'll freaking know.
So,
Wait a minute. Was the anomaly have to do with the fact that the room and the people, the person rather, is spliced to multiple times? Is that the anomaly?
are you talking about the room?
Yeah, like the time fucking anomaly. Is that the thing?
Roll a quick intelligence check for me.
I already had the
This is for something separate.
Oh.
Because
What the fuck is
the
my
intelligence analyst is putting together the information that is written in front of you and what you... This is technically a logical leap from that.
You wanna know what's funny?
What's that?
They're the same fucking number.
Cool. So, with all of this mention of an anomaly and all of the things happening around you, it would appear that what you have essentially walked into was a destabilized time-space anomaly. You don't know what caused it, you don't know why they were messing with it, but that appears to be what has happened here. And whoever this director is, wherever or whenever they are tied to it somehow. And them being directors, if their current state of their room, their office room, has anything to say about it, there may even be 3 of them. and collecting the 3 of them might give you answers to 1, how to free the Kelpie in the test room, and 2, what the fuck happened. So, before I go any further, we are about 2.5 hours in. Do you guys want to put a pin on it here and keep going next session, or?
Oh, yeah, I put a pin in it.
Yeah, pin.
Because I need to make dinner.
Okay. So, for those of you that may or may not still be watching and have found this enjoyable, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. We will be continuing this, and then next session, or tomorrow, not next section. Tomorrow, we will be continuing the Peacemakers of Equestria and their final countdown. We'll say it that way.
And the final countdown.
But, yeah. Also, don't forget that the links in the description lead to my Discord, which is free for anybody to enter, as well as my Patreon. My Patreon gives you access to a variety of different reward tiers, all with unique rewards. Some of them being, well, there might be a tad bit on the expensive side. A one-shot monthly from me, or there's also the $50 tier, at which you get to suggest NPCs that I can throw into the game for the party members to encounter. Other than that, a huge thank you to my Zealot tier patron Alexander and my Priest tier patrons Cameo Shadowness and Sawtooth Waves. And everybody, we will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening and drink water.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't